Hey, what's up guys, it's Connor Wraith here, coming at you with my personal top 10 most wanted characters in Multiversus. For rules, there are no rules because literally anybody can make it into this game. There are no limits, there's no stupid ass fan rules holding anyone back. And stick around for the video because in the background gameplay I run a set with a player that you more than likely heard of. But without further ado, let's get into the countdown.
Maybe you should check your privilege!
Coming in at number 10, I'm putting a character from the Amazing World of Gumball. The reason I'm saying a character from Gumball is because while if they were to pick a rep, they would most certainly go for Gumball, which don't get me wrong, would be absolutely fire, he could do a lot of cool things, but personally, I would prefer if they put Nicole Watterson instead. I'd pick Nicole for the simple reason that she is by far the most powerful character from Gumball. Hell, TikTok likes to tell me that she solos Goku. I mean, this character is powerful enough to create a sonic boom with a snap. When she gets mad, she can light her eyes on fire. She causes the guy to go into immediate old age just by looking at him. Plus, we know that she's a supreme martial artist. And with all these insane things that she's done from the show, I think they can come up with a really cool and badass moveset for her, which is why she is number 10.
Hey, it's me, Goku!
At number 9, I have Goku. Now, having Goku in your game is just an instant sell. I mean, look at how popular the Dragon Ball and Fortnite crossover was. But that's not the reason I want Goku. The reason I want Goku is just for how insane of a moveset this man could have. My personal idea is having a move similar to Shaggy's Charge. However, every time you charge, you transform into the next level of Super Saiyan, increasing your damage and knockback and possibly even changing a few of his moves up. And if he gets wrung out, he gets reset to base form. Smash Slash 2 had a really good interpretation of him, however I would really like to see his form changes implemented into his actual moveset. There are just endless possibilities with this moveset, which is why he comes in at number 9.
Whoa!
Now for number 8, I'm putting Crash Bandicoot. I'm putting Crash Bandicoot here for the sole reason that I've been clamoring for this character for so long back in the Smash Ultimate days. It was by far my most wanted character. I just want to see him in a platform fighter that isn't Smash Crusade. Crash, I believe, wouldn't have the most insane moveset, but he definitely could have some cool concepts. I think his down strong should be a slide, but unlike Batman and Harley's slide, you can cancel out of it by jumping, just like in the original games, which could lead to a very cool combo game. He could use the Fruit Bazooka, and he could have a really cool passive where, say you have a move where you throw a crate. That crate could be a normal crate, a TNT crate, a Nitro crate, or a mask crate. If you get a mask crate, then you get one of the 4 Quantum Masks. Lonnie Loli lets you phase in and out of reality, and once you phase out of reality, your attacks phase right through your enemies, but your enemies' attacks phase right through you. If you get a Kano, then your spin becomes way more powerful and kills way earlier. If you get Kapuna Wad, then time slows down for a couple seconds, and if you get Ika Ika, then you can flip gravity with a press of a button. You know, Crash has a lot he can work with, and I just really want to see him in the game, which is why he is number 8.
Alright, campers, I'm gonna say the N-word!
For number 7, I'm putting Chris McClane from Total Drama. Total Drama was a massive part of my childhood, and I still find some of the seasons enjoyable to this day. Realistically speaking though, they don't really have a whole lot they could pull from when it comes to his moveset. The biggest thing they could pull from the show is making him use a megaphone, which Velma already does. Plus, Chris is not really the fighting type, so I imagine it'd be really difficult to come up with a moveset for him. It might make more sense for Chef to be a fighter, as he has a lot more moveset potential to work with, but man, if the devs could come up with a satisfying moveset for Chris, then I would absolutely love to see him in the game. Even if he only comes as an announcer pack, I would still be pretty satisfied, and would be an instant purchase for me. It's for these reasons that Chris is at number 7.
You pissed me off.
Coming in at number 6, I have a regular show rep. For when they start adding regular show characters, which, let's be honest, is gonna happen eventually, I feel like it'll be a Finn and Jake or a Rick and Morty type situation where you can't just have Mordecai or Rigby without the other. These two fucking guys cause a new anomaly every episode, so they have no shortages in the moveset department. They could do Death Kwon Do, they could use the golf cart, the list goes on. But as well, almost any other main character in regular show could have a really cool moveset. Muscle Man and Fives could be a 2-in-1 fighter, Skips could be a classic tank, Pops could use a lot of attacks from the regular show finale, and Benson could yell at his opponents like that one episode where he bottled up his anger. Hell, give him a fucking drunk meter depending on how many chicken wings he's eaten. The regular show cast is just full of great characters, and I hope we get to the point in the game's life where almost all of them are added. Which is why they're number 6.
Have some more chicken. Have some more pie.
For number 5, I have Saul Goodman. I just got into Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul over the summer, and I instantly fell in love with the series. Saul was one of my favorite characters in Breaking Bad, and the prequel made me love him even more. I've seen some really cool moveset concepts for him, such as having a passive where he forges evidence, and I'd assume that he'd play a lot like Phoenix Wright from Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Hell, you could even make
Lightning bolts shoot from my fingertips!
Because if Shaggy can suddenly become a Super Saiyan, then why can't Bitter Coleslaw shoot lightning bolts from his fingertips? He also has a lot of potential for skins. Of course, you can have Saul Goodman, Jimmy McGill, Gene Takovich, and
Slippin' Jimmy.
Plus, he'd just overall be a really funny character. The character interactions could be hilarious, which is why Saul comes in at number 5.
Here's a schematic for you. My ass!
For number 4, I'm putting the Scout from TF2. I'm putting the Scout here instead of any of the other mercs because 1, I feel like Scout would fit the best within a platform fighter, plus he has plenty of moveset potential with all the different weapons in TF2. He could use the Sandman as a projectile, use Bonker Critical to give him buffs, or just use any of the various scatterguns. But the main reason I want Scout is because I feel like he is one of the funniest fictional characters I've ever seen, and this man could just straight up be toxic. And with some of the domination lines and TF2 character interactions could be absolutely hilarious.
I eat your sandwiches! I eat them up!
And if you had the swear filter off, he could get absolutely brutal. Plus with the endless amounts of customization in TF2, he'd have absolutely no shortages of skins to work with. And it's for these reasons that Scout comes in at number 4. At number 3, I'm putting Ichigo from Bleach. Bleach has always been my favorite anime, and if I had to pick any shonen character, it would have to be Ichigo. Similar to Goku, I think they could have a really cool mechanic with Ichigo with him activating his Bankai, as well as using his Hollow Mask. If the 1000-Year Blood War found that getting adapted into an anime, I think they would choose to go with that design of Ichigo for his base, with having the normal form as his skin, along with Dangai, possibly Hollow Ichigo, and just the multiple other forms that he takes throughout Bleach. I think Super Smash Bros. 2 had a great design for Ichigo, and he was my main when I played that game. If they properly implemented Flash Dip into his moves, he could have a really cool and fast rush down moveset. I would really like to see Mugetsu added in some way, although I doubt they would do that just because a move that would instantly kill the opponent as well as strip away all your powers would be almost impossible to make a balanced mechanic. But either way, that's why Ichigo comes in at number 3.
What the hell is this?
For number 2, I have Dante from Devil May Cry. Now Dante was my other most wanted character in Smash Ultimate, however I feel like he'd fit a lot more in Multiversus than Crash would. Dante's moveset just writes itself, and the whole switching styles mechanic from DMC could be an extremely cool passive. And Dante has 5 different games worth of weapons and skins to pull from. They really could just go all out with Dante's moveset. Me personally, I really hope that Balrog would be included because that is probably my favorite weapon out of all the games. But yeah, we all know how willing Capcom is to put any of their characters in a crossover, so it seems very plausible for Dante to join the game. Plus, he's overall just a really charming character who could bring a lot of entertainment from character interactions. Hell, if they really wanted to take it to the next level, they could implement weapon switching, although I feel like that would probably be too much work overall, especially if they do have style switching. But regardless, that's why Dante comes in at number 2.
I'm not having sex with you right now, Walter.
Finally, for number 1, I have Walter White. As I said for Saul, I fell in love with Breaking Bad, and I would die to see Walter White added into this game. He is by far one of, if not the most requested character in this game, and I'm all for it. In terms of moveset potential, Walter definitely has a lot more than Saul. He could throw his certified, he could throw a pizza on the roof, he could commit vehicular manslaughter, get out and fucking shoot a guy in the head, I don't know. And if they got Bryan Cranston in the game, Walter's character interactions would be gold. And for his losing animation, they would have to make it Walt's reaction after that death. And in terms of skins, I feel like they would make the default the goatee look from Season 4 and Season 5. They could also have the Season 1 look, the Season 2 cue ball look, Heisenberg, the post-time skip look, and if they really wanted to go all out, they could make a variant of Jesse, although I feel like he'd probably be a little bit better as his own character. But putting Walter into this game would satisfy a lot of people. You know, he is the one who knocks, and he is my number 1 most wanted character in Multiversus. Well, that's my list. Thank you so much for watching. If you could, please leave a like and subscribe. It would help a lot, and I appreciate the support I've gotten on the past 2 videos. If you disagree with my list, I don't care, eat my nuts, and leave your inferior character picks in the comments below. Well, I hope you all have a good one, and see ya, bye.